I think we begin now. I hope people will keep joining in. We have a lot of registrations, and we go ahead with the webinar now. Dear all, welcome to the webinar on knowing about the credit transfer program, facilitating progression opportunities at UPES, partner universities, the University of Queensland and the University of New South Wales, with UPES School of Engineering and School of Computer Science. I am Sheetal Kanka. I look after the Department of International Affairs at UPES, and I'm delighted to welcome Melinda Knox, International Relations Officer, Faculty of Engineering, Architecture and Information Technology, University of Queensland. Welcome. Sudha Mary, Assistant Director Marketing, UNSW India, University of Queensland, the India Center. Nandita Abraham, Head of Partnerships from UPES. My team members from UPES counselors, dear parents and students. A very warm welcome to all of you. I'm just going to begin with telling you a little bit about UPES, which was established in the year 2003 through a special act of UPES 2003 of State Legislature Uttarakhand. And it is a UGC recognized university and has been accredited grade A by NAC. National Institutional Ranking Framework, NIRF, Ministry of Education, has ranked UPES amongst the top 100 universities to study in India. In addition, our School of Engineering at UPES is ranked 91, the School of Business is ranked 46, and School of Law is amongst the top 25 institutions in the country. University has received the QS rating of 5 stars in employability, academic development, program strength, campus facilities, and 4 stars for overall teaching. UPES offers industry-aligned and specialized graduate and postgraduate programs through its 8 schools: engineering, computer science, design, law, business, health sciences and technology, modern media, and School of Liberal Studies. Given our industry-oriented emphasis on holistic development, our graduates are preferred choice of recruiters, and we have a track record of 90% plus placements over the years. We have a global talent pool of 700 academic members from top universities worldwide. And academic team of UPES comprises of Commonwealth scholars, Fulbright scholars, evening scholars. UPES professors are featured among top 2% researchers globally. And 6 of the UPES professors are in the Collaborate list published in 2021 of highly cited researchers. We are driven by a core philosophy of purpose on delivering outstanding student outcome, and awarded University of Year North by SOGEM and Institution of Happiness Award by QS in association with SOGEM. In our commitment to provide the platform for world-class education, we have partnered with top universities. And 2 of such partnerships we are especially proud of are our association with University of Queensland and University of New South Wales in Australia. I would now request Nandita Abraham to talk about this partnership. Over to you.
Thank you, Sheetal. Welcome, everybody. Today is about you. And I think that's what's important to remember, because all of you are here because you aspire to make a better life for yourself. You want to be a part of the tech industry that's moving all around the world. You want to be a part of the change, and I promise you, you will lead that change. So keep that determination going and aim for the best. In technology, there are a lot of things that are rapidly changing around the world. And so if you want to be a part of everything, it's really important to be able to get that exposure around it. What better way to become part of the tech industry? So today, going abroad, especially for undergraduate studies, is something that all young people or many young people aspire to do. And keep bugging their parents saying, no, I want to go to do my undergraduation in the UK or in Australia or something like that. And yes, that would be fabulous. But can everybody really pack their bags and afford 4 years of undergraduate studies somewhere else in the world? And are you really ready to do that? I mean, you've been living at home for so many years and then straight away getting on a plane and going to a new country? Or is there another way to do that? So what I'm going to tell you about today is another special way that you can achieve your dreams in a way that you will be supported and helped along the way. So at UPS, what we're doing is we have created special programs where you can join UPS for 2 years. And after finishing your computer engineering or your engineering for 2 years, you can then transfer all your credits to our partner universities, do the next 2 years there, get a degree from there, and maybe be able to work in that country also. I think that is really exciting. What it does is it allows you to transition from home to UPS and then UPS to Australia, as the case may be. It also allows you maybe to make friends with a group of students at UPS who will all transfer their credits along with you. So when you land up at UQ or UNSW, you'll have a cohort of people who you know and who are comfortable with. And it also allows you to get to know the college a little better, which I think Melinda and Sudha will touch on, that how they really integrate with students at UPS in the first 2 years that are here. So with this offering, I think, which is really special, we're solving many issues. One is you have to pay only for 2 years of education abroad. Second is you are going to be prepared, or we'll help you prepare, whether it's for your IELTS, whether it's for your ability to think, reason, etc., and also to be independent and go and live in another country. Third is you'll have the opportunity to study at a reputed college in India and a reputed college abroad. So I think that this is kind of, maybe in some ways, is the best of both worlds. And Sheetal and her team help with the process of admissions, of getting your essays done, whatever it is that needs to get done for that college. And there's even a separate way to apply for these courses. I'm sure maybe Senthil will touch on that later. There's a separate form or a separate link that you have to put your data into, so that we know that you want to be a part of this pathway program, and you will be given that extra support for that. So I think welcome again to everybody. Thank you, Sudha and Melinda, for being with us and for being such great partners. We'll take a lot of questions, but let's first go over to the rest of them. Sheetal?
Yeah, over to you, Melinda. Let's you can talk about the partnership UPS has with University of Queensland, and students are dropping in their questions.
Okay, perfect. And thank you so much to UPES international staff for inviting me along today. UPES are really one of our favourite partners in all of India. My name's Melinda Knox, and I'm from the Faculty of Engineering, Architecture and Information Technology in the University of Queensland. So I'll be looking after you if you do join this 2+2 program and you choose to study your first 2 years at UPES and then choose to come to UQ in one of the pathways that we'll talk about. Then you'll definitely see my face along the way. And I'm here to help you with any questions that you have along the way, and also make you feel like you're a dual student all the way through of both UPES and also UQ. So I'm just going to give you a quick 5 or 10 minute overview of the University of Queensland and the unique opportunities that we have available for students going to UPES. So we'll just start with a quick 1 minute video.
Melinda, there's no volume here. The background.
Melinda, no sound for us. You have to share sound maybe.
Sorry about that. We'll go again. So it's always nice to have a look at the campus of where you might be going and get a overview of the university before we get started. But who is the University of Queensland? So we're a comprehensive university with 3 different campuses located in the city of Brisbane. And we have over 54,000 students and over 300,000 graduates all around the world. We also have around 20,000 international students from over 130 countries on campus. So it's a really multicultural space that you'll be a part of. And within our faculty, the split is around 40% international students and 60% domestic. And we do have a lot of students that we welcome from India every year. And we have over 30 teaching and research sites, but our main campus is located in Brisbane. So we're a comprehensive university that has 6 different faculties and also our graduate school that looks after our PhD students. But today we're going to be focusing on our engineering program from the Faculty of Engineering, Architecture and IT. We do sit squarely within the world top 50 in all of the major rankings. So within the QS World Rankings 2023, we've just been ranked 50 again. And we're the only university in the state of Queensland that's a part of the group of 8 universities. We're also a member of the University 21 group. And so that's where we sit in that space. We're also currently ranked #1 university in Australia for research, and we've been ranked that again with the Nature Index tables for 2021. So our researchers are answering some of the world's toughest questions, and our research has been ranked 100% above world standard. We've also been awarded more national teaching awards than any other Australian university. So you know that when you're interacting with those world top researchers, they're also interacting and passing on that knowledge to you in the classroom as students. And we have an enviable study location. So Brisbane's been ranked in 2021 in the top 10 most livable cities and also the top 25 student cities in the world. And our campus at St. Lucia has also been ranked the 11th most beautiful campus in the world. So it's a really wonderful place to come and spend a few years. We have a beautiful climate and it's a really lovely, relaxed cityscape that you'll be in Brisbane. So around 30% of Brisbaneites are born overseas, so it's a real multicultural city. We have beautiful weather almost all year, except for in the summer when it gets a little bit too hot. And we have around 2.4 million people, but we're also one of the fastest growing cities in the Southern Hemisphere. So there's a lot of industry and a lot of new jobs and a lot of things happening in Brisbane at a fast pace. And we're also going to be hosting the Olympic Games in a few years. So that's a very exciting part for our city as well. So this is the St. Lucia campus. So everything that you can see within the water there is the St. Lucia campus itself. And within that purple circle is the engineering faculty. So all of those buildings are on the beautiful campus. You can see the city is not too far away behind. It's around 15 minutes on the bus to the city centre. And if you're a cricket fan as well, the Gabba is not too far away, again, about 10 minutes on the bus. Within our faculty, we have 5 different schools, but the pathways that we have with UPES are focused on chemical engineering, mechanical and mining engineering, and also within our school of ITEE. So that's our school that has things like software engineering, electrical engineering, data science and cybersecurity, information technology and computer science. So now the most exciting part, the UPES UQ pathways for undergraduate students. So within that pathway, if you come to UPES and you're studying in the Bachelor of Technology, you study the first 2 years as per your program, and then you get 2 years worth of credit towards the Bachelor of Engineering program at UQ. So you only have 2 more years to complete in Australia and you graduate with the 4-year bachelor program from the University of Queensland. So for example, if you're coming into chemical engineering, you would then transfer across into the chemical engineering program and you can see the different pathways there for electrical, mechanical and computer science as well. And the entry requirements that you would need to meet after completing the first 2 years at UPES is you just need to have done all the courses in the first 2 years and then get a CGPA of 5.5 out of 10 at UPES. And then you need to also meet the English language requirement. So that's a 6.5 overall and at least 6 in all areas. So all students coming through those pathways from UPES will automatically be eligible for a special scholarship that's only available to students from our partners. And so that one is a 25% tuition fee scholarship, which equates to around $11,500 per year off your tuition fees. So there's a very small group of universities in India and around the world that are eligible for this scholarship, but as long as you meet that eligibility criteria on the previous slide and you're coming through one of those approved pathways, you will get that 25% tuition fee scholarship. And also as a partner coming from one of our enabling partners, so UPES is one of our enabling partner universities, it means that we're aiming to build long-term and mutually beneficial partnerships with a very small group of partners globally. And so that means that all of our students do get scholarships coming from those universities in those specific pathways. But there's also beneficial collaboration through a suite of academic, research and engagement activities. So as students, that means that you will be eligible in your first 2 years at UPES to come along to a variety of free UQ workshops and also participate in competitions. We also have a bespoke program for our cohorts, where in the first 2 years we'll interact with you throughout the first 2 years and teach you about UQ, but also have bespoke academic sessions that are only for the cohort students. So you know that even from your first day at UPES, if you do choose this 2+2 pathway, you'll be ready for your studies at UQ, both academically and socially by the time you get there. So for our Bachelor of Engineering program, I just wanted to touch on some of the majors that we do have available within our engineering program and some of the specialized topics that we have. So for example, if you're interested in chemical engineering, you can specialize further in our Bachelor of Engineering program in areas like biomedical engineering, bioprocess engineering, environmental materials and metallurgical engineering. If you're interested in mechanical engineering, we have really strong specializations in aerospace, biomedical engineering, fire safety, materials, and especially mining. We're top 3 in the world for mining engineering at UQ. In electrical engineering, we also have biomedical and computer where you can focus, or with software you can also focus in on computer engineering if that's your interest. And we also have minors across all of our specializations in computing and data science and design. Also, if you come into the Bachelor of Engineering program, you'll be eligible for Engineers Australia accreditation. So it is an accredited program if you want to stay on and work in Australia. And a graduate salary for engineering is between 67,000 to 69,000 Australian dollars per year. And just some examples of the career opportunities that you can get coming through the programs. They're quite varied depending on what specialization you take within even mechanical engineering. So you might be just a mechanical engineer, you might go into automotive industries or aerospace engineering, you might be interested in power generation. We do have 2 massive solar farms that are owned by the University of Queensland that a lot of power and energy studies do interact with, or you might go into building industries or consulting firms. So that's just within one major, the types of examples that you have. We have a lot with our student experience space, but I'm just going to touch on 3 or 4 things that may be highlights for you. We've been ranked #1 in the G8 universities in Australia for student experience for undergraduate students. That's due to our campus lifestyle, but also all the extracurriculars that we do have available. And we also like to make sure that all of the extracurricular opportunities that we do have are industry relevant and are going to help you get the best possible job when you graduate. So in our faculty, that means that we have a student employability team whose whole focus is to help you get the best possible job. So within your courses, you'll be learning all of those technical skills that you need to be an engineer, but we also have our employability team focused on helping you develop those extra soft skills that all employers are looking for in Australia. So things like resilience and leadership, communication and teamwork, and all of those extra skills that make you a valuable employee. So they do that by arranging a lot of networking and interactions with industry. They'll do one-on-one consultations with you, mock interviews. They do a lot of different workshops and extra free activities that you can take advantage of. Our clubs and societies are one of the things that UQ are famous for. We have over 200 clubs and societies on the campus. So a lot of those are socially related to sport or religion or what country you're from. It could be that you like to drink wine or eat cheese. But we also have some very specific ones related to the topics that you're studying. So for example, if you're studying mechanical engineering at UQ, our Mechanical Engineering Student Society is very strongly backed by industry. It has a lot of interaction with local companies that are mechanical engineering, and also you meet your classmates as well and have fun. Summer research program is a really great one if you're interested in research down the track or doing a PhD. These are paid opportunities for students in our summer or winter university break to participate on projects with some of our leading research teams at the university. So that's something that you may also be interested in. And we also have a really strong focus on entrepreneurship and innovation. So our UQ Ventures team offer a free range of innovation and entrepreneurship programs for students. If you're interested in maybe having your own startup one day, we have a lot of student challenges with some really great prize money. We have industry panels, networking events, pitch nights, and all of these activities are also free to students to engage with. And then industry partnerships as well is obviously one of the most important part. We make sure that our students engage with a lot of our industry partnerships, and these are just some of the companies that our students will get their placements with and their graduate jobs as well. So you can see a lot of huge multinational companies on there that are regularly involved with UQ students and staff. That's just a quick snapshot of some of the programs at University of Queensland. So if you want to find out more, feel free to jump on Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn. We also have a YouTube channel as well. So there's a lot more places to find more information if you're interested. And I'll just finish with a 1-minute video just about our faculty, some of our clubs and society activities that the students get up to, and we'll go from there.
The future is full of unknowns, from climate change and population growth to making meaning from data sets bigger than we can imagine. We have complex challenges to solve, but the possibilities are limitless. I want to shape the world we live in, make it better for everyone. I'll need specialised knowledge and the ability to adapt in a world that's constantly changing. I'm honing my skills in cutting-edge learning environments and getting hands-on experience. With world-leading teachers, entrepreneurs and researchers, I'm supported to bring my ideas to life. The future is demanding and it's moving fast, but I'm ready to take it on. The University of Queensland. Own the unknown. Click the link to discover more.
Thank you very much. So thank you for listening to my part of the presentation. I think there'll be plenty of time for questions later on, and I'll pass back to you, Dr. Sheetal. Thank you.
Thanks, Melinda. Thank you for this very impressive presentation, and there are a lot of questions students are asking. I would just like to add one thing, that the students get the degree from University of Queensland if they go to University of Queensland, or they get degree from University of New South Wales if they plan to complete their education from University of New South Wales. So this is how the program is. So you start your education with UPS and you finish with a degree with either of the two universities. Moving on to UNSW, Sudha, I look forward to your presentation. And this is another wonderful association that we have. Yeah, over to you, Sudha. You're on mute. Take your time.
Yeah, I'll just share my screen. Hopefully I can get this. I somehow. Oops. Sorry about this. I think there is an issue with my system. Can I just talk about it? I don't know, there's a firewall which has come up, which I can't seem to remove it.
Sure, Sudha. And it is also possible that you can send your
Oh
presentation.
yeah, I can do that. Yeah,
Sure.
that would be great. Thank you.
And then you can just keep discussing.
Yes.
So this is another international credit transfer program. And this gives the UPS students a platform to do their bachelor's degree from UNSW. So students who complete 2 years at UPS can take up the UNSW course in the year 3, and then they complete the year 3 and year 4 at UNSW. So the first 2 years you spend at UPS, and then the next 2 at UNSW. Let's talk about your scores. You need a CGPA of 6 or more to be eligible. And then the requirement of English proficiency test is that you need to have 6.5 and no less than 6 in each of the module. And the course is Bachelor's of Technology in Applied Petroleum Engineering.
Sheetal, I think I'll have to speak because the
Go
size
ahead.
of the file is too, sorry about this.
No, go ahead.
I'll give it a one more try, but there's a firewall which is coming through. Yeah, sorry about this that I'm unable to share my presentation, but I wanted to really introduce the university to you. The University of New South Wales is currently ranked 45th in the world, and as per the new QS World Ranking 2023. And the engineering school is ranked #1 in Australia, and the graduate employability rankings of UNSW is 29th in the world. We are actually located in Sydney, at the heart of Sydney, in a place called Kensington, where all the university faculties are placed. And the location where the university is, as we call it, from the Central Business District, we are just 15 minutes away. And Sydney, as you would know, is one of the very well-known cities in the world. And it is also the 9th best student cities in the world. And 31% of the Sydney population is born overseas. And they close to about 250 different languages are spoken. So it's a city which is one of the world's best. And there's so much of diversity in terms of the population. The partnership that we are absolutely proud with UPS is in a very niche area. It is in petroleum engineering. And this is housed in our School of Mineral and Energy Resource Engineering. And in Australia, the petroleum engineering is ranked 2nd. And in the world, it's ranked 17th. For petroleum engineering. And the program as we have it is from UPS, the students would take the B.tech in Applied Petroleum Engineering, leading to Bachelor's of Engineering Honors Petroleum Engineering with UNSW. So it is actually a 2 years program at UPS, and you would articulate into our Bachelor's of Engineering Honors program. This degree is globally recognized and is accredited by Engineers Australia and is acknowledged by the Washington Accord. And with strong industry ties as with Shell, BHP, and Rio Tinto. The facilities, it's not just an academic program, a lot of lab work is involved as a part of it. And there are world-class facilities for mine water and mineral processing laboratory, in-site, in-suite waste monitoring and sensor systems. There is, for you as students, you have access to leading technologies such as our virtual reality simulator developed for students' use in the industry training. And it has a floor-to-ceiling screens and cast 360 degrees 3D images and cinematic clarity. As a part of the degree program, the students have to take what we call the mandatory 60 days of industrial training, which is part of what we call is the work integrated learning. Now, these industrial trainings are important for you to get the accreditation from the Engineers Australia. And they are not random trainings. These are trainings which are approved by your professors. This would include the traditional industrial training traditional industrial training work, which encompasses what has been stated by the Engineers Australia under the stage 1 competencies. And then you have the non-industrial training. And this is in alignment with what we have is the Sustainable Development Goals of United Nations. And this we have incorporated through our challenge program, where students are able to take student projects, which could be more interdisciplinary, or take it under the social impact program, which is more like impacting the community as a whole. The various career opportunities which you have on completion of this degree would be in areas in oil and gas industry, oil service companies, reservoir development, computer-generated modeling, environmental organization, and even in banking and finance. If you're moving more towards the technical area, you have careers like completion engineers, drilling engineers, consultants, production engineers, project managers, reservoir engineers, and even subsurface engineers. So this is a very niche area in which you undertake job opportunities. The one thing which I really wanted to share, and I'm really sorry that it's not on the screen, is the demand for such skilled people in petroleum engineering in Australia. Number one, the petroleum engineering is listed in the medium and long-term strategic skills for skilled migrants for Australia. And the average salaries per year is over $127,000. And there will be an increase in jobs by 2030 to approximately 2,000. And therefore, please know that areas, if you are considering petroleum engineering, this is considered a niche area. Okay. Are you able to see my, sorry.
This is Sudha, shared by Charan from DIA.
Okay. Oh, thank you so much. Right. So this is what I wanted to share with you. This is the areas, the demand for petroleum engineering in Australia, and it is not just considered limited only to Australia. Although it is said that renewable energy sources are growing in popularity, the need for petroleum engineers is not dwindling, according to BP, which is one of the industry's largest companies, stating that the need to find and produce oil is still steady. So this is, all of you can even have a look from the Australian government's Job Outlook website, where they have mentioned this particular data. So it is authentic. Okay. And Charan, do you want to go to the next slide? Yeah. In terms of the entry requirement, the pathway from UPS onto UNSW, like Dr. Sheetal said, that you would need to complete 4 semesters at B.tech at UPES, and then you would progress into our program with a minimum GPA of 6.0 on 10, and an English language test, which is an overall of 6.5 and minimum 6 in each of the sub-tests. We would also accept either TOEFL or PTE if you have that as a English language test. The next slide would be on the, I would skip that and go on to straight to the scholarships that we offer. We have a number of scholarships that we offer to students. That would be the next slide. Thanks, Charan. Currently, the scholarships that we offer are quite varied. So we have 2 full scholarships for just UPS articulation students, which is for $5,000 per annum. And then we have the International Scientific Coursework Scholarship, which is a full tuition fee scholarship or a $20,000 per annum. And this, you would require to have an offer letter, and you would then need to submit a scholarship application, which would include your academic merits, leadership skills, extracurricular activities, and reasons for wanting to study at UNSW. The next scholarship that we offer is the Future of Change Scholarship. This is based on academic merit. This is $10,000 per annum for the minimum duration of the program. And the next one is the Australia Global University Award, which is a $5,000 or a $10,000, a one-time award based on academic merit. The last but not the least is the International Student Award, which is the 15% reduction on the tuition fees. And this is based on the personal statement the student would submit. So this is the summary of the scholarships that is offered. I wanted to show the video here, but unfortunately it's not going to work. But the international students are always offered student support, and especially with regards to your career, we have the career services. And you can also download the International Student Employability Guide, which is available on the website, which talks about how the career services support you in terms of even starting off for students who don't know where to begin, is to work on your resume, which is more tuned to the Australian industry, interviewing tips, how you can locate and search for industry where you want to work, and helping you throughout the entire process. Apart from that, you would have all assistance available from the International Student Experience Unit, be it a more of a personal issue or an academic issue. The International Student Unit is there to assist you at all times. Please do not hesitate whenever you feel that you need to seek help. Do approach these units, and they will assist you in the entire process. Yeah. This is in detail what the career success or the employability department does in terms of supporting students throughout their preparation to seek job. And this is not just limited to jobs, but also for your internships that you would be looking and doing alongside your bachelor's program. Next one. Yeah, and that's my contact details. And that's one of my colleagues. I'm happy to take any questions if students have. Thank you, Charan.
Thank you, Sudha. Thanks, Sharon. There are some questions. There are many questions that students are asking. Nandita, you want to ask?
Yeah, I wanted to ask you, I saw quite a few questions about the fee and how much. So I wonder, I think you said you had a PowerPoint with some slides on that. Do you want to take that on, or let the counselors answer in the box?
Yeah, I can take. Do you want me to talk about the UNSW tuition course?
Sure. Or I think Sheetal has put it together.
Yeah. Okay.
I think. Sheetal, do you have it together?
Yeah. Charan, will you show? UNSW. So by the time the PowerPoint we're sharing, I have a question, and both Melinda and Sudha can ask that. This question is around the visa. So students, once they come to Australia and they study for 2 years, right? Can they look forward to have a job there? And what are the visa requirements? And how often it is that students land up in jobs in Australia?
Shall I answer? I'll go first. Sure. So any student who's completed at least 2 years of study in an undergraduate program in Australia will automatically qualify for a post-study working rights visa for at least 2 years. So any employer, you can go into any job for at least 2 years following studies and stay on in Australia for at least 2 years. And most international students who have plans to stay on in Australia will use those 2 years to work with an employer. And then in the third year, the employer may choose to sponsor you to stay on longer and stay on longer as a sponsored person within that job. So engineering is very much an in-demand field in Australia, especially in areas like software engineering, mechanical engineering, and petroleum, as Sudha's mentioned. So a lot of companies are looking for employees, and they want you to stay on for longer, especially if you've already worked with them for 2 years and you are showing company loyalty. So it's definitely possible to at least get those 2 years and then find an employer who's willing to take you on for longer if that's your intention.
Thanks, Melinda. Sudha, would you like to add on?
Yeah, what I would like to say is that, the process of gaining gainful employment is also to work hard during the 2 years of academic duration that students are on the campus. And it's not just the academic part, but students are encouraged, and I don't want to say it's mandatory, but they should do it out of their own free will to get into internship and also to earn those skills which the Australian employers are looking at. So even there is the academic part and there is the soft skill parts. Employers also not only are going to look at grades, but they're going to see their communication skills, their teamwork skills. Resilience has come up, during pandemic as one of the top 7 skills that they're looking at. So they need to see how well the students have made an effort during their studies to work with the Australian working population out there. So it has to be both academic and internship in terms of getting exposure in those 2 years at the university.
Thanks, Sudha. And this is a PowerPoint that we have made for our students, which talks about the UPES UNSW partnership, and we have a similar one for UQ. Jen, we can go to the slide where we are talking about the fees. So this all has been explained to you, students, and let's just talk about fees. So if you study at UNSW for a 4-year course, the total fees at Australian dollars is 49,600 per year. So you multiply it by 4 because you're going to study there for 4 years. The fees comes around 98,400 Australian dollars. And there are other fees that will be added on to it, but on and all, the fees for a student and the tuition fees for the student comes around 1,07,37,000 and the rest of it. So that's the amount, and it's based on the Australian dollars rate as of today. You take up this international credit transfer program from UPES, and then you see that the cost of tuition fees is reduced to half. So if you look at the slide, you see that you have to study a credit of which amounts to 49,600 per annum, and therefore in 2 years you study close to 99,200 of credits you have to complete in 2 years. So the fees comes around 53,068 53,68,704, and there are scholarships which Sudha talked about, which is not added up. So Sudha, how many students can get these scholarships, and can UPS students get these scholarships, and what are special scholarships for only UPS students?
Okay, we have a special scholarship for the articulated students who are planning to come and join us. So we have $5,000 per annum. But there are other scholarships like Future of Change, which we have kept only for Indian students to apply, and that's based on academic merit. So, and the 15% scholarship, if you are a recipient, and I think students won't go wrong with the personal statement. So if they secure that, they can also add any other scholarships which they have got along with the 15% scholarship.
Great. So this is, so if you look at the amount of saving, and Sudha told us once that 15% scholarships usually most of the students are able to secure. And there are special scholarships only for UPS students, and there are other scholarships available for the students. Yeah. But if you do not add any scholarships right now, you look at your savings. If you take up the UNSW UPS credit transfer program, there are considerable savings that you can have, and you can do your Bachelor's of Technology at UNSW at an attractive saving by being a UPS student and taking up this international credit transfer program. So we look forward to any more questions from the students here, and we look forward to share this information with students and counselors. And if they have any more queries here, we'll be happy to answer. I would like to do a similar comparison for UQ and request Sharon to put up slides for UQ. UQ, of course, we are the students get a very lucrative Enable Partnership Scheme global scholarship of 25% on the tuition fees, and you understand that once you decide to join the University of Queensland in UPS cohort, you begin the interaction with the University of Queensland faculty, and you start participating in programs, you start participating in webinars and all. So this is the University of Queensland in UPS, and Sharon will move on to the slide where we're talking about the fees. So if you look at the fees here, if you study for 4 years, the fees come to, and we do the maths, the fees comes around 1,17,487, something around this, right? And when you take up the UQ UPS credit transfer route, you save a considerable amount, right? And your fees, this amount of final saving is 53,38,860. So that's the amount you save. And since I think this is, as Nandita just said, it's a wonderful option. It's the best of the both worlds. You study at a great place here, and then you study at a great place at Australia. You get a chance to work, and you get the post-study work visa. You're studying with one of the world's best universities in the world, and also you're ready for it. So you have 2 years to get ready for this opportunity that you've decided to give yourself. and your parents have the time to get ready for this, and you have that buffer of 2 years where you decide and you can interact with both UNSW and UP faculty members and understand and chalk out your career path. So this is the wonderful opportunity that UPES has for its engineering computer science students. And we look forward to work closely with both our partners and with our students to make the dream of an international education come true at an affordable price, but not compromising anywhere in the quality. Jen, we can stop share. Nandita, please go ahead.
I just wanted to ask Sudha and Melinda that are there opportunities to work on campus or during vacations, any other opportunities for students to earn money while they're there?
Yes, Nandita, the students are legally allowed 20 hours per week during term time. And when the universities are closed for like Christmas break, then the students are allowed to work full time.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'll just add to that. It's very, very common for our students to work part-time while they're studying. And especially between third and fourth year, a lot of students will take a full-time internship over the summer break. So for the University of Queensland, we finish in mid-November and we don't come back for the next semester until the end of February. So there's a good 3 or 3.5 months of full-time work that students will often do between third and fourth year as engineering students. And that's often the company that they'll end up with their graduate job. So that internship between third and fourth year is a really great opportunity for students to earn some really good money, but also to line up their potential graduate job and get that work experience for their resume.
Thank you.
I have a question. Do you have on-campus hostels, or can students stay outside? And is it possible that students can save some money while staying in hostels or shared accommodations?
Yeah, UNSW does have on-campus accommodation, and I guess all the students are going to be over 18, so they would have a choice of staying off campus as well. And usually the off-campus accommodations are a little more economical as compared to on-campus accommodations. So they have a choice absolutely to be on or off campus. And usually I see from Indian students, they prefer to stay off campus, and they usually share an apartment, but they have a single study bedroom, and they would only share the communal or the common facilities like kitchen or the TV area, things like that. And they're able to save money on the living expenses, because sometimes on the on-campus accommodation, you do pay for the entire service. You may not be using it. So it's okay as long as you're above 18 to be off campus as well. And a lot of the accommodations are around the campus. So it doesn't take more than 10-15 minutes to student to come through the bus or the tram or the rail to the campus, which is well connected to the campus. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, and very, very similar for UQ. We do have 10 residential colleges on the campus itself, but they are the more expensive option, but they are right there on the campus. They're all inclusive with a social program, a sporting program. They do have some tutoring included sometimes. So it's a very intense experience, but it is the more expensive experience. And then 5 to 10 minutes from the campus, there are a lot of student-specific accommodation. So you'd have your own room and bathroom, but you'd have shared social facilities, so maybe basketball courts, swimming pools, cooking facilities, movie rooms, all of that kind of thing. So they're very much bespoke for student living. So a lot of our international students especially like to go into those student accommodation options. Or in Brisbane, it is quite easy to find a share house or an apartment as well. A lot of students will go into the student accommodation for the first semester, perhaps, to meet some people and make some friends, and then they'll often move out into a share house or an apartment in their second year. Is very common.
Thanks, Melinda. There's another question about the computer science engineering course, and students want to know more about this. What are the various options with the students, and what are the facilities, and what are the placements? So will you please tell a little bit more about the computer science articulation program?
Sure. So the computer science engineering program, so if you're doing the first 2 years at UPES, you'd be in the B.tech computer science and engineering. And then you'd come into our Bachelor of Engineering program with the specialisation of software at the University of Queensland. So within software engineering, you can still focus your studies on computer engineering. That is a major within our software engineering program as well. Or you might like to specialise in data science or design as well within software engineering. And then within that program, software engineers earn around 120,000 Australian dollars per year on average in Australia. So it's a very lucrative pathway, and it is a really in-demand field in Australia at the moment. Some of the companies that we work quite closely with at the University of Queensland include things like Google. Boeing has a lot of software engineers going. We also have Boeing has a research centre on the campus itself. We also work very closely with Canva, which is a new up-and-comer, which has some UQ graduates on the team. And a lot of mining companies and engineering companies are looking for software engineers as well. So there's a lot of scope within software engineering for employment within Queensland as well.
Thank you, Melinda. Yeah, that really helps. Sudha, would you like to tell students about the kind of placements? They have asked some more questions about the placements. So
yeah. The way the placements are done, it's a bit of a cultural difference. So in India, you have the campus placement. The placements in Australia and in UNSW, the way we do it is that you have to develop your resume with your practical experience, which is, like I mentioned, the internships or student projects. So the companies do come on campus, but in the first instance, you meet and discuss the role and positions a role and position that you are planning to or you are seeking at that organization, and you submit your resume. And then the actual process of when you get shortlisted, then the actual process of interviewing commences with the company. So this is just a cultural difference from India to Australia. However, the UNSW engineering graduates are among the highest paid, and you are going to study at, including UQ, the top 5 among the top 5 universities in Australia. And you are expected not only to get those grades, but also that the internships, the skills that you are there to seek. And a lot of the companies, like petroleum engineering, is a niche area. The demand is growing and has been predicted till 2030. And you will be one of the niche, skilled personnel who will be able to apply jobs. And as I mentioned in the screen, that it is part of the skilled migration list. So there is a direct correlation from the demand and the opportunity for you to get work. And if you would like to stay back, of course. However, there are opportunities all across the world, and one of the countries have also announced that if you've studied in the top 100 universities, you can come into other countries to work as well. So in petroleum engineering, there is a huge demand as of now, and it is growing as we speak.
Thank you. Yeah, this really helps. Our students are focused at placements and knowing that what kind of change they can see and what kind of career shifts they can make while studying at the world's top university. Also an important point for any student taking up credit transfer to a foreign country is culture. So Melinda, are there many Indian students in your campus?
Yeah, for sure. We have our second biggest international student population is from India. We have a very active Indian student society of all of the students who've come from India and also want to stay connected to people who've come from the same country as them and have the same culture. But we also have a big Indian population in Brisbane in general. So there's a lot of Indian food, a lot of Indian grocery stores. We have a lot of different Asian supermarkets. And also just a lot of appreciation for different cultures as well within Brisbane and UQ as well.
Thanks, because that's one of the concerns. I'm sure, so that it's similar for you that you have many Indian students in campus.
Absolutely, on campus as well. And there's a large Indian origin contingent in Sydney itself. And one of the things one of the current students mentioned was that since he didn't know how to cook, he opted for the dabba system or the tiffin system, which was also being was provided by one of the families there. So even if you don't know, you can still get Indian food through the dabba system, at least near the campus. So you can see it is like, it's quite diverse, like I said, but yes, even you won't have to just, you can try out different cuisines, but you have the Indian population there, including earlier you may feel that you don't know how to cook, you wouldn't know how to manage yourself, but there is a provision right there if you want to opt for the dabba system. But there are students from India every year, close to over 1,000 students go for different programs. So similarly, even in UNSW, you have the Indian Society, and within that, various societies, where you can connect. So all holidays and festivals are celebrated on the campus and off the campus as well, be it Diwali or Holi. So, and at UNSW, we have the Mahatma Gandhi's bust has been installed, and there is on 2nd October, on Gandhi Jayanti, the Gandhi oration is celebrated there. So it's very much, I think there's a lot of integration which is involved, and everybody's part of the whole cultural diversity. So I don't think so. I think the students might feel homesick for 3 months, then I think they should be all right.
Wonderful.
And I think so that if they're coming from UPS, they won't feel homesick because they'll be coming with their friends.
Yes,
they'll have
absolutely.
other classmates coming along with them. So I think that's taken care of. Yeah.
Okay. So because students are joining it at different time, and we have just about towards the end of our webinar session, I would just like to repeat once more for everybody's understanding that dear students, parents, and people who joined the webinar today, UPS has a wonderful international credit transfer program with world's top universities, University of Queensland and UNSW Sydney. Now, both the universities offer programs for students, which is 2+2. So students take 2 years at UPS, and after completion of 2 years, they can transfer their credits to any one of the universities, depending upon the course that they have taken at UPS, and then complete the rest part of their education at our partner universities. They will get degree from the partner university and also a post-study work visa. While at UNSW or UQ, they have an option to either stay in campus or stay outside the campus with their friends. Students are also eligible to call their families to Australia. I think we didn't touch on that, but that's also a thing that students can also call their families. So Sudha, can you talk about that?
Oh, yes. The students can even invite their families over to spend some time, preferably not during your exam, but other times, to come and visit, have a look at the campus. And if you have the opportunity to attend the open day, all universities and UNSW as well organize open days for students to come and students and parents to come and have a look at the campus as well. So that is even before you decide to join. So if you want to meet the faculty members, to see the campus, the location, and to meet current students, you're more than welcome to be, to be on the campus on those specific days.
So you did your 2 years here and you went to one of the world-class universities, UQ or UNSW. You can call your parents. You can also start working while you are studying there, and you complete all your credits. After you complete 2 years, you will get the degree from your university where you're studying in Australia, and then you'll get a post-study work visa. Because you are already in a world-class university and doing well, you will also get and because the placements are super, you will get a chance to work in Australia. You can decide to continue working in Australia or any part of the globe because you have a truly international degree, right? So this is, I think, a wonderful program and a very good opportunity for students to prep themselves while at UPS and study at a world-class university. So I would like to thank Melinda and Sudha. And Nandita, do you have any points?
I'm just excited, and I think I want to say that even while at UPS, Sheetal and her team have a lot of interesting activities for students who sign up for the Global Pathway programs. And both UNSW and UQ and our other partners really engage with the students and you already feel like you're part of something that is global. Maybe that's why it's called the Global Pathway Program. So all the best, everyone. And if you have any more questions, reach out to our counselors or to anybody else, and we'd be happy to answer them.
So we are also, Charan is sharing the international email ID, students, and you can reach out to us with any questions that you have, or if you want to have a one-to-one counseling session, we can connect you to the right people at UPS. Thank you so much, Melinda, and thank you so much, Sudha. Thank you, Nandita, for your valuable time to come and speak to the students and parents today. We look forward to continued association with both the universities, and we'll come back to you with student queries and take your feedback. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a good evening ahead and take care. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
So much.